Hello. So, sorry about the fan being on. I'm warming up some water before I go to bed. But I just want to show you Enslave and have a look at the spot price of silver at the moment is 105.61. That's spot price. You end up paying a bit more, but gold's nice and low, and platinum's nice and low too. Our dollar's pretty good, but it's like still a loan. You got to understand both of those are loans. You can't compare loans. So this is real value here. So I just want to go into, we'll look at buy, go into the silver. So this is their website, and where's my pencil? Here it is. Right, so I'm just going to look at this and just these. So they're $14.92 at the moment. Whoops. So they're $14.92 each at the moment. But if you put them through, the bulk price is $596.80. It's actually quite not bad for. Oh no, that's 40. Yeah. 40 Enslave bullions, $14.92 each, and they're $596.80. That's a really good price for them. Probably mine would be a bit pricey because I can't really crap, I can't get it to, where did I put it? It's gone. I lost it. Here it is. Oh, it's down here. It moved. Hang on, let me get it back up there. Hang on, how do I move it? Get this back up there. Oh my god. Okay, grab it. Put it into number 1. Oh my god, I need to just put it into number 1. There it is. Okay. I accidentally put it all the way down there. Okay, so yeah, so that's the little ones that I showed you. Press on there. Oops. Oh, I did it. Damn. Go back to this. Alright, so that's the little one, and I'll just show you how big they are. So that's how big they are. That's the comparison. So this is the current $1 coin. This is worth 14. It depends where you buy them, but I mean, it depends where you buy them. It depends when you buy them. They're Enslave coins, and they're called rounds. But so that's 1 AUD. It's not. It's a metal, but it's not as valuable as this. As you can see, this is 1/10 of an ounce, and that means it's 10 cents, 10 silver cents, and that's 1 AUD. And this is debt shrapnel, and I don't know, is that, so that's an old copper 2 cent from 1971. So yeah, they'd already been doing copper coins back then. They did, well, they didn't follow the Constitution Act, the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act, even back then. So we were already under war conditions, interestingly. Even though the IMF stuff came later, it said our money's to be gold and silver. So these were not really our lawful money. But they were better because they were precious metal. That's copper. I think it's copper mixed. I'm not sure if it's an alloy. I'm on a computer, I can look it up. Let me just look it up in the bottom one. A Australian 2 cent coin. Constitution. I don't know what it's called. Alloy. I should ask what the alloy is. Australian 2 cent coin was introduced under the Currency Act 1965, which established the decimal currency system and defined the coin's legal status, composition and dimensions. Although the coin was withdrawn from circulation in February 1992. It remains legal tender for payments not exceeding 20 cents. That's funny, isn't it? Is that funny? I don't know. This is a summary. The coin's physical constitution consists of 90% copper, 2.5% zinc and 0.5% tin, with a mass of 520 grams and a diameter of 21.59 millimeters. It features the frill-neck lizard on the reverse and the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Stuart Devlin and Arnold Mackin, respectively. Yeah, so they've got collector sets, legal tender limit, maximum of 20 cents when paid in 1 and 2 cent coins. So technically, 2 cent coins are still our money. Interesting, isn't it? That they've done this, that they've made it so that we can't use what they've said is our money. They're not using, because they keep loaning, and this has become devalued. So it's not worth 2 cents. I wonder how much it's worth. We'd have to weigh the amount of materials in it, wouldn't we? Right, so there's the 1 cent, and there's the 2 cent. There's 2 copies of 2 cent coins. Yeah, I don't know what they got the 1 cent there, but there's a 50 cent. I've shown you those. Alright, so let's see. Hang on, I'm trying to get you out of the light. Australian 2 cent Wikipedia, Royal Australian Mint. Let's have a look at that one. In spirit of fucking hell. Lucky they said custodians. Fucking talk about anti-white apartheid. Take a picture. Oh, I am taking a picture. Right, so we've got that in video form, and that's on the Royal Australian Mint Gov AU, committing apartheid against us. Fucking thieves. 2 cent coin first introduced in 1960, reverse design. Not changed since the introduction. 2 cent coins were produced by Royal Australian Mint, the Royal Australian Mint Melbourne branch, the Royal Mint Perth branch, and the Royal Mint Ladentresant. The 2 cent coin was the last circulating coin for Australia struck outside the Royal Australian Mint. 21st of August 1990, they stopped issuing them. The decision was based on the loss of real purchasing power through inflation, the cost of minting of these coins. Wow. 1 and 2 cent coins will continue to be legal tender. They can still be used to purchase goods and can be deposited with financial institutions in the normal manner. Both coins were withdrawn from circulation commencing in February 1992, even though they're still legal tender. So they stayed legal tender. So they like to play these funny games, but they're still in breach of the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution, because they know most people do not have an oath of allegiance to the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1900 Imperial. And so they can't use, we can, but most people who don't have an allegiance to the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act can't say that they're using it. And that's Perth Mint, Royal Australian Mint. Interesting. Yeah, so there were lots of, what did that say? They skipped 86 and 87. So there were lots of them minted in 1989. 124.5 million. And so they were still being used. And this is an interesting thing, 145.2 million at the start to get them started and going. So I just don't understand. So we've still got, they still use this and these, which Just not that. And not that. Even though it's still legal tender, they're not allowing us to use them. Because they took out a loan, and because of the loan upon our heads, they're not. So that's Royal Australian Mint. Interesting. So what's circulating coins? Circulating coins. The Mint has made 15 billion circulating coins since the introduction of decimal currency. Wartime currency. They've taken our fucking ounces of silver and they do whatever they want with it. So there's 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 basically of cents. 1 cent, 2 cent. Back in the day, the Mint also made 1 and 2 cent coins. These were made right up until 1990, then eventually withdrawn from circulation in 1992. So even though in the Currency Act they are still currency, they've enacted to stop using them because they took out a loan against us and sold us out further and further until our money is worth nothing. So we're in this little game here. Our smallest coin is $14.92 at a base. That's purchase price for coinage plus the silver. So if you look at the top, if you look at here, each of these is actually worth 10.56 dollars, AUD dollars. So one of those is actually worth $10.56, not $14. $14 here is your mintage, and you know the service of actually making the coins, the design, the refining, the silver itself, etc. Right? So you got to, like, that's what they call a premium. They place a premium on it. When it gets smaller, you pay more. There's a lot more handling. There's packaging. There's purification. There's everything's involved. So, yeah, it goes so, and also you're buying it. You're buying a service to get it to to get it packaged and given to you and whatnot. So yeah, so that's how. So these ones will have a little bit less premium, and as you go bigger it's a little bit less premium. There's your 1 ounce, right? These ones will have included a plastic packaging, so you pay a bit more with those. I think the koalas, they have packaging. They don't. They do. They don't. So packaging, no, hang on. Yeah, this one did. That didn't. That did. That does. That didn't. I think this one didn't. That didn't. Those don't. As far as I'm aware, these do. These do. I want to get this one here. That's what I think. I'll get that one next. And usually when I've got one of those, I've got this coin too, really pretty. I've shown you that. I'd like this to go with my 2 ounces. I've got a snake and a horse, and I want to get this one here. I've got this one. I want that one and that one to go with the platinum. They're classed as legal tender in the Currency Act, but they're not legal tender in the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act. And then we go into the gold coins. I haven't got any 1/10 coins yet, but there are quite a collection there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you were to go down that, get the 1/10, and then they jump to, there's your 10 ounce silver. Then they jump into 1/4 ounce. So 10th to a 25th. So I've stuck with this end of the spectrum, but I do have 1/20th coins. I have 3. I have a snake and think I have a snake and 2 horse ones from memory. I haven't looked at them in a while. The thing I usually like to get is this little thing. It's so tiny. It's 84.46. It's a good time to catch up. I haven't bought for about 3 weeks or more because I didn't want to miss a delivery, because they're secure. You have to sign, autograph for them. So this will be what I consistently get periodically, and then I want to change it into, as I get the right amounts, I want to change them into these 1/10ths. So I'll have, if I can get myself together and get them, I can get the 1/10ths. And we're Year of the Horse for the Moon. Yeah, so interesting little conversation yet again. That'll be my next little love child there. I've got that. Don't know if I've got this one. Don't think I've got that one. And I haven't got that one. So that one I need to get. That one I need to get. Got that. I haven't been buying the bars. I don't know. Steve said the bars are okay as well. I might venture at some stage when I've got all the ones they've got here. I don't know if I've got that one. I know I've got one of the koalas. I'll have to check what year it is, because I've got to get the other koala. So I've got a koala to get, an eagle to get. I've got 2 eagles to get because there's a new one. And when I told you about the mitre, it's a mite, and the story is much shorter in the scripture itself. The story I told you is a story I know about, like I don't know how I know it. I don't even know. It's probably just been told to me somewhere. Yeah, so this is worth, these aren't even close to the worth of this. These are $14.92. $14, even though it's 10 cents. It's a tenth of an ounce. That's 10 cents. Interesting, isn't it? 10 silver cents. 1/10 of a $1. So I should have brought one out to show you. But anyway, that's a little interesting foray. And they only sell these for $5. Imagine how much the veterans would be getting. I mean, the veterans, who are they now anyway? But the veterans who are getting that, they only get, well, this is at least $10 in value, right? So they're only getting 1/5 of an ounce donation if you translate it into silver. But at least it's got value. These, I don't know. And once you pay this and the printing and the bag, it ends up not much. You'd probably just better just giving them a silver coin. Don't you think? And then don't have to spend any money. When you give them a silver coin, it's done. That's it. That's their money, right? So, I don't know. We really have to think about things. I put up my last post, my last video, me waffling on. It's just another video me waffling on. So, really interesting stuff, hey? It's still legal tender according to... That's funny. Anyway. This is still legal tender according to our Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act. So, welcome back to the kingdom, folks, or welcome for the first time, because nobody told you you're not covered by the Constitution unless you have an allegiance to it, and you have to have that by the correct lineage. So, yeah, check out at Locust and Honey 486. You might learn something.